Hope you all are having a good one, man. I hope you're making money work for you, not working for the money. Guys, guys. This week has been a very interesting week for me. I have been testing a lot of my systematic stuff out. I implemented a new system this week, but nobody will see this system until next week. But I am trying to get my life in order where I can be able to work more without being so burnt out. So I've been doing it all week. It's been pretty good, and it's been pretty good. This week has been a locked in week. I've been very locked in. But I wanted to talk to you guys about a situation I went through this week that I think we all could hear from. Because remember, I don't try to gatekeep, and I also try to, like, if I have a conversation with a millionaire or I have a conversation with somebody that I really respect, I have no hesitation to share that with you guys, no matter if I paid a bunch of money to have that conversation or if it was free, right? So this particular conversation was a conversation with a individual that owned a law firm, and I had a conversation with him because I admired his work ethic. I was able to see his work ethic, because I'm going through this very annoying court process for literally, in my opinion, nothing. But regardless, we ain't gonna talk about that. Regardless, I'm going through this process, so I end up seeing this lawyer guy, and he's always working. Like, this lawyer guy, every time I go into this court, this guy is always there. So I see this guy, and one thing about me is I honestly do believe closed mouths don't get fed. So what I do is, good morning. What I do is I'll ask an entrepreneur that I admire or an entrepreneur that I see working harder than me. I'll ask them questions like, hey, how do you handle your workflow? Because I really do want to keep getting better. So I asked this guy, I said, hey, could I meet with you at your office? So remember, I live in Philadelphia, right? So I live in a nice area, temporary, because I don't want to live in Philly for long. So I call this temporary, but I do live in a nice area. But I asked him, could I go to his office to meet with him? He said, yeah, come up. 4 to 8. So right when he said 4 to 8, I'm thinking to myself, who the hell works those hours, right? That's the first thing I thought, was like, who works 4 to 8? You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. But remember, I'm not paying this guy necessarily, so I'm just like thankful and grateful, right? Because remember, this guy, he's not dressed up fancy, but I see him working so hard, and I see how people respect him. So I pull up to the address he sent me. He sent me this address. It was right near Love Park, and if you don't know what Love Park is, it's like a park near the Liberty Bell. It's a park that has the love sign downtown. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Hope you have a good day. So it's like a park, really nice park. So I go to the joint and I park in this underground parking garage I've never seen before. So I park there, I get out, and I'm going up to this guy's office. So his office is in this tall ass building. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is nice. So I get there, I have to sign this book to let them know that I'm there. Then I go on the elevator, top floor, 15th floor. I get on the floor. I'm looking, and I can't read all the comments right now because I'm driving and talking, but I'm gonna read in a second. I'm looking, and it's glass everywhere. Like, you can just see you can see all downtown Philly. You can just see everywhere, right? So I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this shit nice. So then it's his suite number. His suite number is at the end of the hallway. I walked in the suite, nice ass furniture. I'm just like, damn, this shit nice, right? So I come in, the receptionist, She says, hey, how are you? I said, I'm here to see blah, blah, blah. She said, okay. This is like some real life mafia type stuff, right? So he calls me in the back of his office. I've never in my entire life walked into an office that looked like one of them offices out the movies. All glass all around. Yeah, all of these like fixtures and like all of this crazy shit, like this tank with sharks in it. It was really nice. And long story short, the reason I'm telling y'all this is not to like dicky, right? Like that's not what I'm not trying to like hop on his thing. And you know what I'm saying is, when I walked in there and I saw that presentation, I already knew automatically that this person, he works a lot, but he also earns a lot because of the way that he had his office. Every detail was it was just so perfect. Everything. Now his desk was full of papers, like a mountain of papers on his desk. I lie to you or not. His desk was the only thing that I was like, damn, like, but even that had like little clips on each paper, and you know, it was still organized probably to him, but to me it looked like, yo, what the hell, right? So I sit down. As I sit down, I see all of Philadelphia. I see all of Philly right behind him. So I'm like, wow. I said, and the first thing I said to him, I said, how this, I ain't say, hey, what's up? I didn't say, hi, how you doing? The first thing I said to him was, how much do you work? That's the first thing I said to him. He laughed. And he was like, so I get up I leave the house at 7 a.m. I get to the court at 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. to, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm working at the court. From 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm in my office. He said, so every day I work around 14 to 15 hours. He said, the funny thing is, he said, guess how many vacations I've had? I was like, how many? He was like, none. I haven't had a vacation since 2008, he said. And I said, oh no, I said, I can't do that. I said, my main problem, and I'm giving y'all literally the legitimate conversation. I said to him, my main problem is I get burnt out. How do you work so efficiently? Like, it's so many distractions out here. He said, distractions? That's literally what he said, distractions. He said, I don't give a fuck about that shit. He said, in my days, we didn't have or even worry about no internet. So I don't give a fuck about the internet. He said, all I care about is getting my work done. And I said, so you don't go on any vacations. So I said, how do you get time to yourself? He's like, I get time to myself here. So I said, are you ever going to retire? He said, retire? Fuck no. Why would I retire? And that opened my eyes. It opened my eyes about like stuff that didn't really matter. But regardless, when we were talking, the whole tone that he was giving me was the tone of, hey, you got to learn how to put your work before you put the pleasure that you want, or you put the extra things that you want, right? And it just dawned on me, on his keychain, he had like 3 different keys, and I knew he drove a really nice car, well, a few nice cars, but he works so much. He hasn't had a vacation. I'm over here planning a vacation with guys, and I ended up, I'm about to cancel, because what I learned from that meeting with him, people keep calling me. What I learned from the meeting with him is that a lot of us, we want the fun shit, right? We want to go to another country and pay people to walk us around their town, or we want to pay people to eat their food, or we want to feel like we're out traveling and shit because that's what the internet puts out. But the true reality of it is when you stay down and stay 10 toes and you working and you busting your ass to make a difference, and you're trying to continue to just grow and build your business, you're really gonna win. You're gonna win. This guy wasn't the tallest, he didn't seem the strongest, he didn't seem the smartest, but it just seemed like he outworked his competition. And that's where I got so much inspiration this week from it. I'm from Philly, but I got so much inspiration because it's hard out here as an entrepreneur to stay focused. It's just hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard when you got so much money coming in and out, and you could just like travel, and then you can make content from traveling. And then I see why people sit there and fake and lie and try to act like they're at positions they're not, because when you have a little bit of money, you can make that money stretch. You can go ahead and go to the DR, or you can go to Colombia, and you can go ahead and look like you living a life. Yo, what's up? You can look like you living a life. What's up, Craven? And you're really not. You can go ahead and travel internationally. You can go ahead and like spend money and act like you're doing more than what you are just to keep up public perception. But what I saw with this older gentleman is he didn't care about, he wore this regular suit, but you could tell he had bread. You could tell he had money. You could tell that he was focused. And I just hope when I get older that I could put that impression on a young individual like he put on me, because I feel like it's just something different. It's just something different when you're really grinding, and you really, people can actually tell when you're actually focused and you actually digging down and making that money. Like, people could tell, bro. And I wanted to share that story with you guys because maybe it could help somebody. Maybe somebody out there is like, yo, man, I'm not getting the result that I want, and I'm tired of it. Or somebody out there may be like, man, I'm about to quit my business plan that I'm trying to speak into fruition. Or somebody might be like, you know what, bro, this ain't for me because it's too hard. Yo, I'm telling you, it's so worth it. Like, I see why employees don't make bread. I see why employees make barely any money and live paycheck to paycheck. Like, this whole thing that Donald Trump got going on, a lot of people are suffering from that, or going to suffer. And a lot of people that's going to suffer is the people that are actually doing shit right. The people that actually wake up every day and go to work and have a 9 to 5. Y'all are going to be the one that's suffering because they're keeping a ceiling above your head. A lot of people, even with these commission jobs, a lot of these commission jobs are complete bullshit, because they say, yeah, you can earn unlimited, you don't have no cap, and you could do this and you could do that. But a lot of these jobs, let's keep it 100, there's no cap, there's no ceiling. But in order for you to make more and more money, you got to make them more and more money. You're never going to come off as winning, because every single time that you make your money, when you're working on commission, you're making your bread, but you're making somebody else more. You're never going to get your freedom. You're never going to be able to own your own business unless you start, unless you invest money that you feel or you're scared and think that you don't have. You got to start spending your money. I'm not talking about with me. It had nothing to do with me, nothing to do with any service I offer, nothing to do with anything like that. I'm just talking in general. Like, please don't settle for being okay with giving yourself the bare minimum. Because when I saw this man's office, I never in my life, and I've been to a lot of successful people's offices, never in my life seen an office like that. I've never in my life heard somebody tell me they don't care about retiring. Now, me, I never thought about retirement, obviously. Right? I never cared, but it's like so much that we can do. It's so much we can do, and we can grow so bigger, but we have to be willing to stop giving ourselves the bare minimum. Like, a lot of us, we just trolling, or we go on the internet and we just watch videos on how to make bread, but we don't really care about how we can make bread. A lot of us, we want to look at other people make money and then try to duplicate what they're doing, instead of us taking a little bit from them, taking a little bit from this person and that person, and putting it together to fit inside of us and fit in our routine and fit in our life. Like, a lot of us, we try to just be somebody. instead of trying to be who we are. A lot of us, we want it so bad that we'll do it any type of way. We'll take it any way it comes. Pause. But it's like that's not how success is done. Like you don't get successful by just trying to do the fastest scaling trend at the time. You don't become successful on a residual basis by just copying what you feel somebody else is doing right. And that's sort of kind of what I be trying to preach in my videos, because listen, I don't really edit my videos too much. I don't want to do none of that. I don't have the desire to do that. I don't. I just had a desire to talk my shit, be organically me, and whoever it reaches that needs it and gets it. And hopefully they don't ever think I'm giving them advice, because I don't give people advice. I give people information. Advice is teaching somebody how to be you. Information is when you are giving people something that they can utilize to be able to make themselves better. And that's so important to me. And whoever out there is about to clock into your job, there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that's wrong with a 9 to 5, or only time a 9 to 5 is bad, is when you just settling for it. I don't ever get Dunkin' Donuts, but good morning. Can I have a caramel craze latte? Ice?
What size?
Medium.
Okay.
And can I have 2 hash browns, and that's it?
2 hash browns?
Yeah, and in a caramel craze latte, can I get an extra shot of espresso?
You want an extra shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Where's my card at?
Anything else?
No, that's all.
All right, 1065.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to have to turn the live off to use Apple Pay. But yeah, so it's like it's all about just never ever putting yourself in that position, guys, to where you have to like, hey, I might have to use Apple Pay. Will my live go off if I use Apple Pay? Where you just don't settle. Like, don't settle. So that job you work at, it might be good. It might be paying you good. But they're never ever gonna let you ever be your full capable self. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. And I employ people, and I have people working for me, and I know for a fact that people that work for me will never get close to actually being me. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're always, as long as they work for me, they're gonna make me money, and I'm gonna take more than they take.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you? I like the energy.
10 to 65. Oh, no, not more.
Okay.
65 cents more. Ooh.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're so exciting. There you go.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you so
Stuck
much.
in my mouth, boo.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
You as well. Take care. But yeah, so never take advice from somebody that can't find a bank card. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. That hurts my feelings. I mean, I can't find my bank card because I don't use my bank card. I don't put it in my car, at least. I had a bad experience actually putting my bank cards in my car, because if you don't know, my car got broken into. Well, my other car got broken into when I was playing basketball at a Kobe tournament, and then they took everything. And it was really because I was online and I had promoted that I was there, right? So I promoted that I was there on Instagram. And then my car got broken into. They took my laptop. Well, they didn't take my laptop. They destroyed my laptop, and they destroyed a few phones, because I had like 4 iPhone 16s in my car. They were about to take it, but they were smart, because if they would have took it, I could have tracked them. So they didn't take none of my electronics. Instead, what they did was they destroyed it. They took some money. I had I'm not gonna say how much money, but I had some money in my car. Then I had my cards. So they tried to take my bank cards. They used them. And they used it immediately too. So yeah, I don't put cards in my car, but I wasn't expecting to go to Dunkin' Donuts until I just got a text from somebody at one of my stores that they wanted something. But I mean, never trust somebody that's on YouTube that is trolling, you know. I think and that's really interesting to me because before I got on the internet, one thing that really interested me, like I was really interested in like why people wake up and they have nothing but negative things to say. Like they have, like, even to themselves, like they have nothing but negative shit to say. And then you just got to realize, like, some people, they already gave up on themselves. Some people, they'll go ahead and they'll literally go on the internet. And I'm not talking about you, whatever your name is. I'm not talking about you, but I'm just talking about in general. A lot of people, they'll get on the internet and just be negative because they don't feel good about themselves. And I understand, we already know that, but when you actually see it daily, it becomes pretty sad because you're a great person. Like, a lot of us are great people. Like, a lot of us, we have so much potential. Let me pull over real quick. A lot of us have really good potential, and a lot of us can do some great things, but we just so busy hating on each other. You know what I mean? And like, I had to tell this girl that the other day, I'm like, yo, you can't be up under me or with me and you're not focused on being a teammate. You too busy trying to get yourself out of a hole, not realizing that if you just work with me, or if you work together with your family or your friends or whatever business you're trying to create, because they're trying to create a business. And I'm like, yo, stop trying to do everything yourself. And then when you do everything yourself and you see that you're not succeeding, you start getting frustrated, and then you start taking it out on people because you feel like you deserve more than what you're getting, when in reality, you really get what you deserve. Everybody in this world gets what they deserve. Even if they think that they're not getting what they deserve, they are. Because what you deserve is literally what you should be taking. You should not be taking anything less. I'm not taking nothing less than what I deserve. Nothing. Nothing less. So if I know for a fact that I worked my ass off to make $1,000 last week, great. I worked my ass off to make $1,000, but did I actually do it? If not, I didn't work my ass off to make it, because you only get what you deserve, no matter if you like it or what you not. If you don't like it, I'm just talking about life. Nothing too crazy. I'm not really talking about nothing in particular, but right now I'm just talking about how people, they're so negative instead of being positive, but they're negative because they feel like they're not getting what they deserve, so they have to take out their anger on other people, which I do understand. I do understand. It happens a lot. But the best way to combat that is understanding that no matter how much you hate on somebody, or how much you want to troll, or how much you want to be immature, you're not bettering yourself. Like, I go to the courts all the time in Philly. Like, I go to the courts outside, inside. I give people jobs. I'll even go play ball with a young person that I see dealing drugs. And then I'll go and try to talk to that young person like, yo, man, instead of doing that, come to my store at such and such and let's talk about some bread. I try to help people. But a lot of the people you try to help, you start seeing, honestly, that they won't actually take the help. They won't. They'll act like they'll take the help, but they don't want to do the work. A lot of us, we just think that we deserve way more than what we actually do deserve. A lot of us don't deserve shit. A lot of us, we don't deserve shit because we think that we need to work for it instead of executing for it. A lot of us, we don't execute, instead we work. I used to be the same way. I used to think, yo, if I work my ass off all week, I'm going to make money. But that's not how it happens. If you execute all week on the work that you're actually doing, you'll make money. The difference between work and execution is a completely separate entity, because you can work your ass off and make no money. A lot of people watching this live right now have busted their ass, literally, for the last 2 weeks and still not satisfied with the money they're making. The reason you're not satisfied with the money you're making is because you're not executing to your expectations. So it's like, you too busy trying to drop shit. You too busy trying to sell digital products. You're too busy trying to work for Bob, but you want to be a CEO. It just doesn't make sense. You're too busy. You want to start a cell phone company, but you're working at Ross. Doesn't make sense. If you want to own a cell phone company, work at T-Mobile or AT&T. Learn how the people that are doing it better than you are doing it. It's so elementary, but we let that shit go over our heads because we overcomplicate things, you know? We just overcomplicate things, but we got it. Like, you watching, you got it. Like, I'm telling you, you have it. You're so close. You just have to wake the fuck up and realize that you just got to execute. That's really it. That's all it is, man. That's really all it is. Because I done seen a lot, been through a lot, dealt with a lot, cried a lot, been broke a lot. Like, I'm not one to fake. I'm not one to try and create a persona. Like, bro, I've lost several stores. I've went broke several times. I've made a lot of money and woke up and not knew what to do with the money. I've traveled all around. I've been able to be fortunate enough to never really have to work. But I will tell you, it's been times I sacrificed things that I wish I could get back. It's times where I had to put other people aside and leave other people that maybe I didn't want to leave at the time. There's so many things that hurt me every single day behind money. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I can't talk to some people because of the position I'm in. Because if I talk to this person is going to bring me down. But I still love this person. I still love that person. There's some people I got to cut out my life right now that I know for a fact I got to cut them motherfuckers off because they not helping me. But I love them. But I got to cut them off. But I love them. I love them to death. I love them. But I got to cut them off because they don't do any good for me. They don't do no good for me. And then people will, oh, money doesn't, it's not all about the money. It's not all about the money. It's not all about the money. It's about the execution and progression. And if somebody or something or some people are not helping you execute, fuck them. That's how it is. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't care who it is. If you're not helping me progress, get out of my life. Because, see, I got 2 children, if you guys didn't know. I got a daughter and I got a son. And building my business, I took a lot of time away from them. Now, no, I was always in my kid's life. You feel me? But I'm saying I took a lot of time that, I could have been playing dolls with my daughter or something like that, but I was at my store all day. Or, I could have started a basketball camp with my son, but I had to go to DR, or I had to go to Colombia, or I had to go to the Bahamas and talk to a buyer. Like, it's been so many things that I've actually put aside that I will never let no motherfucker stop me from continuing to progress, because I don't ever want my daughter to have to ever need anybody. Any man that has a daughter that settles for less, I can't connect with you. I don't understand. Because our women, black, yellow, purple, green, whatever, our women in general, we got to protect. That's somebody's daughter. That's how I look at it. And I used to not look at it that way. But having a daughter changed my perspective on a lot of stuff. You feel me? It really did. It changed my perspective on a lot. Because I had an employee that actually sat there and went through some crazy stuff. No, I'm not. But I had an employee that went through some crazy stuff. This employee, right? I don't want to give too much, but I'm going to tell you why I work so hard. You ready? Because I have a daughter. I want you to keep that in mind. I have a daughter. One day, I'm going to try to space the story out with some non-facts, because I don't want to give away this person's identity. So one day, I was going on vacation. I needed a manager to take over. Okay? I had a manager that I know take over. Okay? I wanted him to manage my stuff. Just make sure everybody get there on time. Whoop-de-whoop. Now, as an employee, the number one thing you want to do is make sure that as an employer, you want to make sure your employees need you. That's just what it is. You want to make sure they need you. So you pay them good, but you have them work more. So we had 2 young ladies in each store. This manager that I actually had watching my store decided, oh, I need to go and do something. Let me go and call my friend to watch over the store. He called his friend. His friend came with 2 things of liquor, two because I guess his friend been in my store before and seen a girl that he wanted or whatever, wanted to date. So this guy brought liquor to my store, got the girl drunk, took her to the bathroom. When he took her into the bathroom, she texts me. She's like, "Hey, Brandon, I'm scared. This guy he has me in the bathroom." I said, "What? Who?" Then I dropped everything I was doing. I have a bunch of connections, so I had one of my friends who owns a security business come over there, keep that guy in the store until I got there. Handle what I had to handle. But regardless, I don't ever want my daughter to be in that type of situation. I think about that a lot. I think about that situation a lot. What if that was my daughter that was in the crib, was in somebody's bathroom, held by some other man that thinks that he's more powerful? What? Nah. Little things like that. You gotta think about that shit, man. You don't ever want to lose control of your life because you chasing bread. Nah. And I'd rather be that person. When I pass away, I want them to say, well, he tried his hardest to make us never have to work again. You feel me? And I want to have great connections. I want to do great business, because you do great business, you treat people right. They always treat you right. Well, not always, but you have a lot of people that will treat you right back, and they treat you right back. And then, they'll help you when you're down. I always tell everybody I know, I may have it right now, but there's going to be a day where I'm on my ass, man. And I hope that you help me just as much as I hope I helped you. I'm a good person. I have my flaws and all that, but I love to help people because I know for a fact that we all can help each other. I don't help people just to help them, though. That's not. I don't lie. I do lie. Everybody lies, but I don't lie about shit like I don't help people just to help them. I don't. I'm not a giver anymore. I used to be. I'm not. Because when you're a nice guy, you get taken advantage of. Yeah, yo, I gotta go. Because I need to I'm waiting for a guy to sell me these phones that he collected at his store for the week. If you guys don't know, I do a lot of stuff on my YouTube. That lip gloss is shining, bro. You funny, bro. That ain't lip gloss. That's Carmex. But that was a good one, though. That was a good one. See, that man's G. Okay, all right. That was a good one, man. I wish I could see your face on your profile, broski. I'm just playing with you. But no, y'all, I gotta go buy these phones and see where this guy is at. I need my phone. I gotta make these calls. I hope you have a good day. But I appreciate y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all for tapping in. And I hope, again, y'all have a great day, a great weekend. Keep making that bread, all right? All right, peace, y'all.